Hey everybody, Taylor at Royal Gorge Anglers, the oldest fly shop and fly fishing guide service and only Orvis endorsed outfitter on the Arkansas River Basin. Thanks so much for viewing today. We're moving into April and want to talk some fishing on the Arkansas Freestone. You know, really one of the prime months of the season here coming up. As we move into May, obviously May being some of the most magical weeks of the season as well before we hit runoff in late May. So we'll talk that fishing here in a second. If you're interested in the Arkansas Tailwater Report, please check out the Arkansas Tailwater Reports page. We'll have another video there for you all to check out at that location. Interesting times here, folks. We're entering the third week of mandatory non-essential business closure here in the state of Colorado and under the stay-at-home mandate as placed by Governor Polis. We are still cranking out web orders every day. Everything is available in the fly shop. Man, we're so happy with the outcry of support from our 30 years worth of clients and customers. Thank you so much for the support. Whether it be web orders or phone orders or pre-booking guided trips for use in the future just to help our guide staff out. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Super heartwarming. And really helping us get through this interesting time. Tough time for all small businesses and a lot of folks losing their jobs out there, obviously. So, what's the best thing we can do? The best thing we can do is stay relatively local, but go outdoors. Go enjoy the outdoors. Go fishing, go biking, go hiking. Those are the most important things we can do right now. And, the fishing is red hot, and has been for the last month on the Arkansas Freestone. We'll talk about what's to come here in a second. But we expect to be open at the very, very latest for all business operations, in-store retail, guide service. We'll continue, of course, our online presence, 100% of the fly shop available online. But we expect to be open at 8 a.m. on April 27th. We'll resume guide trips at that point in time, following all of our, Center for Disease Control, CDC guidelines, which we were doing before we got shut down. Wearing face masks, sanitizing, wearing gloves when handling rods, so on and so forth. Just things that are common sense right now. But we're still going to offer guide trips. We're still going to get people out on the water to enjoy the outdoors. We are not scared of that. We are taking every precaution necessary, being safe while doing so. But we will continue to operate and continue to get you on the water. That is our promise. In the meantime, check out these videos, check out our fishing reports, go enjoy the outdoors. Get up to the Ark if you're nearby, within the state, what have you. Fremont County is relatively wide open. We do ask that you be prepared. Bring a face mask if you're near people. Wash your hands, so on and so forth. And then just, when you're on the river, stay away from folks, This is a big watershed, giant watershed. We have over 100 miles of water to choose from here. That's what's great about the Arkansas. It is automatically social distancing. So go enjoy it. Like I said, April 27th, if not before then, we do have a little piece of info that we received a couple days ago from the governor's office that potentially outdoor rec businesses may be allowed to open for operation sooner than that April 27th date. So do keep your eyes on our reports and on our website and our social media, because we may very well open earlier than that date. So about the fishing in April, I mean, man, it's caddis hatch season. We're rolling right into that, but boy, has the BWO fishing been just lights out. The conditions have been fantastic. Of course, got COVID-19, got things going on, probably some of the most optimal conditions that we've seen in 10 years in the springtime. And kind of what, we've seen flows hold in the 250 CFS range, which is a little lower than I like. But it's been relatively cool. It's stayed relatively cool. We've had some warmer days here and there. But we are going to see increase in release here on April 15th, which is very normal. Water movement downstream from our upstream reservoirs at Clear Creek and Twin Lakes. Moving that water downstream to Lake Pueblo to make some room for snowmelt. So we will see an increase in release, and that'll probably bring water levels to about 450 CFS in Bighorn Canyon, and less than that as you move upstream into the upper basin. That's really going to be a great flow. And we should see it there, in that 450, 500 CFS range until we start to see some runoff conditions in late May. And one of the things I will tell you this year, number one, just check snowpack today on the basin. We're at 83% of average. Okay. So lower than average snowpack. The one thing I will say about that is we do have a lot of water in storage and a lot of water that we can import from the other side of the Continental Divide to move downriver. So we're going to have a great average water year. That's what it looks like. That means great for fishing, great for boating, great for all of that. It should be fantastic water year for us all. We don't expect to be moving a lot of water in the month of May. Like I said, we should get up to about 450 CFS, 500. Around April 15th, we'll start to see that release happen, and we should maintain that until late May. Kind of, again, reeling back to the snowpack talk, all of that snowpack is pretty high-level stuff. We really don't have a lot of snow in the mid-level, low-level, no low-level snow. It's dry as can be in the Canyon City area, even Salida area. We are expected to see some snow showers, light stuff here, maybe one day this week, but it's not going to be anything that moves the needle. I think we're looking at about 80% of average snowpack, and really less than average mid-level and no low-level snow to speak of. What does that mean? Okay, so when the hot days come in late April and May, that means that we shouldn't see any contribution of dirty water, or at least minimal amount of that. We should see some more tint added to the water column. That's normal. We're going to see a little bit of that. We're going to see a little bit of runoff off Monarch Pass, areas like that. But we shouldn't see any big blowouts early in May, which it means dynamite conditions most likely in early May. We shouldn't see those high-level snow fields start to pour off, run off here, melt off until late May, which is very typical. Stay tuned. We'll update our text reports on the reports pages based on what conditions look like, so on and so forth. But thus far, we have had just phenomenal conditions, and knock on wood, we haven't had a day that was unfishable all spring. I don't know that I ever remember that at this point in time. We're almost in the middle of April, and every day that water has been gin clear on the Freestone. And fish are happy, man. They're eating. Like I said, we're going to see a continuation of blue-winged olive activity. We're going to quickly move into the caddis season, okay? Around the middle of April, tax day. What was tax day? Obviously, that's been extended into July this year, which is nice. But tax day, April 15th. That's when we start to see it kind of blow up in Canyon City, and I expect that we will see that, especially with lower flows and most likely pretty warm conditions towards the end of next week. We'll see a fair amount of caddis towards the end of next week in Canyon City. I'll put money on it. Then it will move up successively up the river. Okay, and that's based on water temp. It's based on, which is driven by air temp and direct sunlight and everything else. So it will move up from there. One of the things that we tell everybody is, and we're going to look at some fly patterns here in a second, but one of the things we tell everybody is, don't try to chase the hatch. Just fish, in the areas you like, or, go explore new areas, what have you. But, don't try to chase the leading edge of the hatch. Don't try to chase it. You're going to get caught just, trying to chase it and not fishing, right? So focus on your caddis pupa, which is your emerger. And then also, focus on your, caddis dries when needed. Egg-laying caddis, of course, are key. And those are sometimes the most productive caddis dries that you will fish, and that's early in the morning and later in the afternoon and evening. So, really a lot of fun coming up with our caddis season. Do not forget your BWOs, because those will continue to crank off. Stonefly nymphs, cranefly larvae, and streamers. Once we get into the low and mid 50-degree water temps, fish really turn on to the streamers. The streamer bite's great, so do keep that in mind. Let's take a quick look at a few key patterns that we like. These are all available online at royalgorgeanglers.com. We are shipping 1 to 2 day delivery to the Front Range of Colorado, and 2 to 3 day delivery throughout the U.S. right now. We do have curbside pickup until April 27th as well. So if you want to select store pickup, you can grab flies, you can grab anything you want. Fly rod, waders, whatever, online. We're happy to help if you call us as well. But these flies that I'm showing you are on our website, and you can pick them up there. Let's take a peek, folks. So let's take a peek at some flies, and this is kind of what you'd find in our guides boxes in the month of April and early May here. Again, we're going to touch on caddis. You'll see that middle row, that's all caddis. That's a full life cycle, but do not forget your BWOs. At our number 1 position here, we've got a shot glass Baetis. That's a tungsten fly. That's the purple color there, which I love purple. Then we've got an anatome, really nice little BWO nymph. These are 18s and 20s, folks, okay? CDC pheasant tail. You've got your common pheasant tail, but man, this CDC pheasant tail is just fantastic. So if you don't have those, pick up a few. A fly that's been red hot for me is a light olive colored 2-bit hooker. This is Charlie Craven's fly. That thing has just been a breadwinner for me. This one is one you won't see often. Very similar to an RS2, but tungsten bead, so you can fish it deep, or you can fish it higher in the water column behind maybe a dry. This is our Ice Queen, okay? Good trico nymph emerger as well, but fishes great for a BWO. BWO emerger, Greg Garcia's foldover Baetis, one of my favorites, just fantastic fly. And then into our dries, this is our low water Baetis. Really like this fly when fish get a bit more conditioned to the BWO hatches. Fish is great for picky fish. And then this guy here is called a Rocky Mountain Mint. Very visible. Got that elk hair post, and just fishes great. Moving on to the caddis life cycle, obviously your caddis larva. This is a caddis larva we carry here at the shop that just unreal breadwinner. Very similar to Larry Kingery's metallic larva, which is great too. we stock that obviously, but this is just a tungsten bead caddis larva. Pretty simple, but man, it fishes. You've got rubber leg chartreuse copperjohn. Chartreuse copperjohns are great, but man, I love movement during the caddis season, and that one just gets it done. Juan Ramirez, his kryptonite caddis, I mean, if you've been watching this video for some time, you know about this fly already, but get them while you can. All I gotta say about that. That's a caddis pupa, beadhead. Then another beadhead caddis pupa in the emerger stage is the nitro caddis, kind of a light olive body there. That one's a great fly as well. This one's a non-weighted. This is Kelly Gallup's shop dip caddis, and I love to throw this thing under a dry or fish it kind of in that upper 6 inches of the water column when caddis are coming hard. Gary LaFontaine's deep sparkle pupa, enough said, you can fish it without a bead or with a bead, fantastic. Larry Kingree's better foam caddis, love Don Peterbaugh's standard caddis, but that flat foam, man, it sits on its side, it rides on its side a lot. Larry Kingree, who used to guided for us for 20 plus years, he redesigned that caddis, and this thing with the wrapped foam, just money on this river. And then a good egg layer pattern. This is a newer pattern. This is Devin Olson's fly, and this is called a front end loader. And it's got a purple body. It's got that kind of hot butt, very visible for those low light time periods. So that's your caddis life cycle. Of course, there's spent caddis. I don't really focus on those a whole lot. Continue to fish our stone flies. This is called a Matt Damon stone. Matt Damon stone, not Matt Damon the actor. And this thing is just super buggy and has been fishing really well in a size 14, 16. This is Frank Smethurst's 20 bomb here. Rubber legs are really starting to fish well with warmer temps, warmer water temps. That's your 20-incher color there, and fishing these in a size 10 through 16. For you Euro nymphers, this is a rubber leg on a jig. That's kind of the color you want though. That's a great fly for a point fly, Euro nymphing. Another great Euro nymphing fly, but can be fished western, is your CZ crane fly. This is olive, and there's a lot of crane flies out there right now, larva stage. As water begins to bump a little bit into that 450, 500 range, fish will really start to eat worms too. Don't forget these. This is a squirmy worm tan. We fish them in red also. And then our streamers, guys. So streamers are pretty straightforward, but I love black and olive. I also love white. This is a lunch money. That's Michael Bennett's fly. Kelly Gallup's mini peanut envy here. That's peanut envy in the mini size, black and olive. And in these, you can see just, size wise, they're pretty big. I mean, they're, 3.5 inches. Then you got your baby gongas, Charlie Craven's flies here, black and tan. But these are good streamers to focus on. Again, Kelly Gallup's Mini Peanut Envy, the Lunch Money series from Michael Bennett at top, and then your Charlie Craven's Baby Gonga series. Fish are going to be pushing to the edges a little bit more than they have been. They've been pretty spread out in kind of the middle of the river in many cases, but with a little bit of a release in flows in that 450, 500 range, most likely you're going to see more fish on the edges, be able to float a little bit more too, and so streamers are very effective. Okay, folks, so hopefully a look at those flies is helpful to you, whether you want to tie them at home before you head down, or if you'd like to purchase some online, from your favorite vendor. We do offer all of those patterns on our web store at www.royalgorgeanglers.com under feature flies. So those are available to you. We sell them mostly in 3 packs. The streamers are 2 packs, most of them. We have free shipping over 50 with 1 to 2 day delivery throughout the state and 2 to 3 day out of state. So do take advantage of that. And I will tell you that we do have a store-wide sale promotion currently in place. That's a limited time promotion, so it's not going to last a whole lot longer. At least we don't expect it to last through that April 27th reopen date. But that is our Shop Small promotion. The code is Shop Small, all lowercase and one word, Shop Small. And just enter that in your discount code window at checkout, and that will apply 20% off any item store-wide. Okay, so if you need a new rod, or if you have been looking at a pair of new waders or boots, or just want to apply it to flies, 20% off. And you will see that on our website as well, featured, but that is a limited time promotion, so do take advantage of that if you'd like to. That is our small business relief sale. So we will continue that for at least a little bit longer here, as long as our retail walkthrough shopping is closed. Again, we do expect to reopen the doors on April 27th at 8 a.m. as well as our guide service. Within our guide service, we will follow CDC regulation and advisory to the letter of the law, keeping everybody safe and healthy, and we will continue to do that as long as needed. But we are here to get people on the water. There are a lot of fly shops, man, that are just shutting down completely, will not handing out info. We're not about that, man. We're not about it. You can shop online. We do free local delivery within a 5-mile radius of the fly shop. We do our curbside pickup with a 24-hour notice order. So you can place an order online at our website and select store pickup and put in the order notes when you'd like to pick that up. Our pickup windows are 8:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. on a daily basis. So we do that. Gloves, face mask, we come to your vehicle sanitized with the order, make it super simple. So just order what you like online. We hand deliver it at your car when you hit the parking lot. We will continue to do that until we're able to open the retail storefront. Like I said, April 27th is that date at this point in time, but we may be able to open a little bit sooner if we get a change from the governor's office, which is expected by our industry. Hopefully that info, though, on the fishing side of things is helpful for you. We're moving into one of the prime months of the year. It's already April 10th today, or 11th today. So we're in the meat of it. But continue to focus on BWO life cycle. Continue to maybe fish a midge here and there early in the morning. And then as we move into this caddis season, don't chase the hatch. Just get up there, be prepared with caddis dries, your adults, your emergers, which is your pupa, your larva, and an egg layer or two, and deal with what comes your way fishing-wise. Whether you fish a BWO or a caddis, the fishing's going to be tremendous. Conditions should continue to be great. 450 to 500 CFS expected after April 15 until runoff. And like I said, we should see runoff in that late May time period, which we usually do, sometimes early June. But snowpack is around 80% of average right now, and that mid-level and low-level stuff is pretty minimal. So we should see just, right at this point in time in mid-April, we should have another, full 4 weeks of fantastic fishing before we start to see any type of runoff activity, and potentially 6 weeks. So if you have any questions, shoot us an email at info@royalgorgeanglers.com or call us at our toll-free at 888-994-6743, extension 1 for the fly shop, extension 2 for the guide service. If you'd like to pre-book a trip, we do advise you do that because it's going to be an absolute mad rush to get on the water after the smoke clears on this deal. So if you're looking out into late June, July, August, I mean, a lot of our dates are booking quickly already. And, you know, we will be operating in the first few weeks of May. We expect that to be phenomenal fishing. So, you know, do get on that if you'd like to. Again, we appreciate everybody's support. Go to our website, 20% off store-wide, shop small, one word, all lowercase. That's your discount code for 20% off, and take advantage of that while it's around. And again, thank you so much for the support. If you have any questions, let us know. Get outdoors, do it safely, do it healthy, and we hope to see you on the water and in the store sooner rather than later.